Hi, my dear students. Hope you are doing well. This is Professor Javaid. Once again, warmly welcome to all of you. Our lecture series of mathematics, of new course, of Federal Board, National Book Foundation, the book that we are following over here, 2024, new syllabus. So, today we are going to start the very important chapter of chapter 8, exercise 8.1. So, this chapter is regarding geometry of straight line. Okay, first of all, here we will see something about straight line. Okay, so you have listened something about straight line and you draw geometry in the previous classes, but you didn't drive any formula regarding straight line. You didn't study basically geometry of straight line. So now in this level, now in this generation, it wasn't included before, but now it is included. It was just in grade 12. So now it's come here in 9. So here we are going to starting our first question. So find the gradient slope. Okay, find the gradient is the other name is slope. Okay, of a line whose inclination. Okay, first of all, I will tell you in a short way the introduction. The I know the introduction is or definition are a little boring in mathematics, but I will try to make easy for you people. Okay, so for example, let me just make a triangle. Okay, so then I will tell you. Okay, so this is a simple triangle. Okay, so what is gradient? Gradient is basically a slope. Okay, you can say the synonym of gradient is basically a slope. So how can we say that the gradient? So you know this line is called the slope line. Yes. So what is slope basically? A line whose one side is, you can say that whose one side is a little upper, okay, than the other side, okay, and you can say also this line is also called gradient, okay, the line whose one side is a little downward comparatively to the other side, okay, so that is called the slope or gradient, okay. I think it's a simple word, English word, it's not a terminology, okay. So uh, now, what is inclination? Inclination is basically slope. This is straight line, no slope. Inclination means I'm just putting this line, I'm just tilting this line. Okay, now it's becoming slope. Okay, so what the angle of this slope is with that straight line? Okay, so that is called inclination. Okay, so inclination is nothing anything difficult, or it's just like an angle, how the slope is tilted, okay, how the slope is up or down, okay. So slope is a simple word of English, is nothing else, okay. So we have to find the slope, okay. First of all, I will tell you this line is called slope, okay. So no angle is given to us, my dear students, in grade 9. Now you should know that what is perpendicular. So the angle, if I will say the angle here, I will take the angle alpha. Now the perpendicular is that, okay, with respect to alpha. This is perpendicular. If I will say I will take this angle beta, now what is perpendicular? This is perpendicular, okay? So this is perpendicular with respect to angle beta. So you should know that before that level, the student, I think it is in the mind of the student that this is perpendicular all the time. This line who is like that. So don't think that this not always a perpendicular, okay? So now, with the help of this, let me draw again here. So we don't the angle, we don't have any angle. So what we will do, let me for example, so always in your life, how you can find the slope? Slope always equal to tan theta. Okay, so this is the basically slope. So slope always equal to tan theta. Okay, so or you can say simple tan. Okay, So there must be an angle something, okay? So tan theta, so this line is called here because we don't know the perpendicular in this triangle, we don't know the base, even we don't know the angle that we are taking over here, okay? So tan theta, that will be equal to, this is rise, okay? Rise, okay, over run, we will take like that. It's basically if the angle we have given to us, then the tan theta in a general way, that is perpendicular over base, okay. So for that slope we are taking rise over run, so this is rise, okay, and that is run. Clear? Okay, so this is not a vector, I'm just putting an arrow for understanding. So the next thing, you know that in the physics, the first equation of motion, okay, so they are also using first equation of motion. When you will prove the first equation of motion, so that will be A, that will be A, and this will be C, and this will be D. The here will be the acceleration, okay, when you will prove. So they will write that, I think that is B, okay. So they in that equation they prove already, it's given that acceleration is BC over AB sometime or sometime OD. So this is also came from with the help of tan, okay, because this acceleration is also a slope, okay. So the topic goes to another word. So, but I just want to summarize, I just want to tell that how it can be happen, okay. Now we have to see the formula and then we'll go toward the question, okay. So let's see the formula of this. What will be the formula? I will tell you the formula regarding if we have inclination, how can we solve? Okay, and if we have some points, then how can we will solve? How can we find the slope? Okay, so we are discussing some formulas that we can discuss. Okay, here the angle is given, okay, the only angle is given, then how can we will find? The simple formula is m is equal to, this is called, m is called slope, okay, it is denoted by slope, okay, also called gradient, what you want to say, it's up to you, okay. So that will be equal to tan alpha basically, okay, or you can say tan theta, anything you can say like that. So I think you understand, and no problem will be there. So now we have to find uh, slope. So this is called slope, okay. So then m is equal to, if I will say that, if this is a first question, okay, then m is equal to tan theta, okay. I'm taking this. So the first question is 0 degree. So if I will take like that, m is equal to tan 0, okay, so 0 degree. So with the help of calculator is allow in your exam, so no any problem is there. For 0 you can solve with the help of calculator, the slope will be 0, tan 0 is 0, okay. So that is the first question, so I think no problem will be there. So let's move toward the second question. Okay, that is 30. Okay, so let me write here theta is equal to 30 degree. Okay, so now if I will change the, now m is equal to tan theta. Okay, I will put here 30 degree like that. Okay, you people will use calculator, and let me find tan 30. So that will be 1.732. So this is, now let's move toward the next part. Okay, so that is the third part. What's the third part is? This is 60 degree. Okay. So 60 degrees, basically m is equal to tan 60. Okay. Or m tan theta or tan alpha you can write, and then you can put, so tan 60 you can find, I'm sorry that first I found that the tan 30, that answer was not. So tan 30 is basically uh, 0.577. Okay, now I found. So tan 60 is basically 1.732. Okay, so this is the work of calculator. Don't worry about that. Okay, now let's move toward the next part. So that is the fourth part. Okay, so fourth part is theta is equal to 90 degree. Yes, as we know that uh, m is equal to tan 90. Okay, and we know that there is the calculator will never give you answer at tan 90. It means that it is not defined till now. So what you will write undefined. Okay, so you will write simply undefined. So at 90 degree, so m is undefined. Okay, so or otherwise you can say that m is equal to infinity. Okay, so you can write infinity like that. Okay, so fourth question has done. Let's move toward the fifth part. I will move on the next page. So now the fifth part is there. So the fifth part is 120. Let me write here, and then I will write the formula. Slope is equal to tan 120. Okay, so degree. So that will be. So I will use calculator, and you know 120 is in second quadrant. So where tan will be negative. So that will be minus 0.577. Okay, like this. So the next part is the sixth part. Sixth part is basically 150 degree. Okay, so the sixth part is 150 degree. Let me write. Okay, 150 degree. Now we will write the formula. Okay, in the exam, don't go direct because every step has its own marks. If you will miss the step, so the examiner can deduct your marks. So let me solve it. 10 150. So 10 150. Still I did mistake. So 10 120 with the help of calculator I just found, because I'm working here also and also using calculator, so it's a little bit difficult. So you can use for any mistake. I'm already excusing because it's a calculator mistake. Okay, so 10 150 is it's still in the second quadrant, so that will be 0.577. So let's move toward the next. Okay, so no mistake in the question, in the process. Okay, the calculating mistake is not a big matter. Okay, so don't worry. I'm just like a human being, and a human can make mistakes. So the next is 170. Okay, so 170 degree. So now you know that m is equal to tan 170. Yes, so still if you think that the second quadrant is basically start from what 180, it's the limit, it's 90, this is the second quadrant. Yes, so 170 is also in second, so again you will get the negative answer, so that will be 0.176. Okay, the last part is the eighth question, so I will solve in the next page. So the eighth part is here 45.5. Okay, so let's write the formula. M is equal to tan 45.5. So you know 45.5, it is the first quadrant, so it must be positive because in first quadrant all are positive. So these are the extra thing that I am discussing, so don't be confused. Okay, related trigonometry. So the first question has done. So basically it's the whole work of calculator, so no any problem. So I'll just advising you to use the calculator with proper hand. Okay, so it's the question number two in front of us. Find the inclination of the line whose slope is. Okay, now we have to find the inclination and slope is given to us. So for that reason, let me tell you what they are given to us. Okay, we are writing the formula m is equal to tan theta. Okay, so now if I will write like this, tan theta is equal to m, I think no any problem because I want to solve on the right side. So this is slope. Whose slope is? This is basically slope. Okay. This look, you cannot see the degree on them. This is not an angle. So this is a value. So that is the slope. So let me write here 0. Okay. Because in the first question it is given 0. Okay, so I have to find theta. When I will transfer tan on the other side, so that must be tan inverse. Okay, so that will be tan inverse. It's power minus 1. Okay, here tan power 1, and you will take on the other side, it goes negative 1. So you know that tan 0 is basically 0. Okay, so theta will be 0 degree. So I think you understand. Okay, so let's move toward the second part. Or yes, second part. So the second part is, let me write the formula. M is equal to, as I was writing the same, I will write now directly a little. M is equal to tan theta. Okay, or tan theta is equal to m. So what is given to us? M. What is m? 0.577. So now I have to find theta. So the tan must not be here. So just transfer tan on the other side. So the same like previous, it goes negative 1, 0.577. So theta will be defined with the help of calculator. So it is 29.9. So I can write, or you people can write 30 degree. Okay, approximately you can write like that. Okay, 30 degree. So I hope you understand this. Okay, so let's move toward the next part. I will solve here down, or I will solve here on the right side. Okay, the third part. Okay, the third part is here. Yes, tan theta is equal to m. Okay, as slope is given to us, so what is given to us? Negative 1.732. Okay, so what it will happen when you will move tan on the other side? So that will be tan inverse negative 1.732. So theta is equal to, let me find with the help of calculator. You just put in the calculator shift tan. Okay, so that will be tan inverse. So the theta will be negative 60. Okay, so tan is basically negative in first and sorry, in second quadrant and in fourth quadrant. Okay, so theta is equal to negative 60. So we know that inclination is usually measured between, that the thing I want to tell you here, inclination always measured between uh, 0 degree and 0 degree to 180 degree. You know, basically negative 60 degree is in the fourth quadrant. When you will go clockwise, so that will be negative 60, negative 180, negative 270 and negative 360. So negative 60 is here, that is the fourth quadrant. So this is the first quadrant. Uh, this is the first quadrant. Okay, and the next one is the second, this is the third, and this one is the fourth quadrant. Okay, so we can take in the first quadrant. So what we have to do? Simple, we will just add up 180 in this. So we will get theta is equal to minus 60 plus 180. So that will be theta is equal to 120 degree, or this is called the inclination. Okay, so all we had find. Okay, the last part, which is the next part. So now we will solve, student. The fourth part we will solve. The last part we will solve on the next page. Okay. So let's write here the fourth part. Uh, Tan theta is equal to m. Okay. So the inclination is given to us, that is negative 0.364. Don't write 300, don't say 364, okay? Because I will tell you the reason. There is no, in decimal place, there is no ones digit, okay? It starts from 10th. So don't say 364, always say one digit 364, okay? Being an educated student, you shouldn't say that. So let's move toward 10 on the other side, negative 0.364, and take your calculator and just write shift 10 in, then the calculator will write 10 inverse and then write negative 0.364. So that will be basically 19.98. So you will write here 20 degree. So the inclination is approximately 20 degree. So I hope you understand this question. So this is basically the second question. Okay. So I hope you understand this question. So in case of any problem, you can ask me, or you can just write in a comment section. I can explain, I can tell you again. So then that of next lecture. So take care. Allah Hafiz.